everyone, I'm Tanya Kuptanani Vatsa. I'm the founder and CEO of Elixir Wellness, and we're here today for episode 20 of Spilling Facts, which is all about balance and nutrition with Khyati Rupa. Khyati, I'd love to start by having you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your journey.
It's an interesting journey. This is an accidental dietitian here who was wanting to become a doctor. And as usual, CET quotas didn't get through in Mumbai. And Mama and Dad, at that time, I just told you my age. So Mama, Papa at that time were not very keen that I go to these small villages. So did nutrition. And while doing nutrition, I didn't realize I'm gaining weight. I got a job at Leelavati. I was the youngest chief dietitian there. I was very happy. So I still didn't realize the gain in the weight. And I happened to just meet a gyna and Dr. Kiran and asked her that I don't think I've got my periods for 2-3 months. And that's when PCOS hit. So the journey of balanced nutrition and Khyati Rupani is a battle with hormonal mess, a battle with weight. And yes, I think that's what we are. We are a team of 100 people, as I was telling you. And we have about 75,000 lives we've touched.
Wow. That's amazing. Yes. So your PCOS battle is something very close to my heart. I literally put up a video this morning talking a little bit about it, even though I haven't spoken about it extensively, to the fact that my daughter is going through precocious puberty. She started at 7.5. It's been a year, but we're actually seeing signs of PCOS already.
Yeah.
So when we did her ultrasound, it was a copy of mine.
Yeah.
So, you can already see that multiple cysts and that ovarian volume being higher and stuff. And this was now almost a year ago. And it's something I've struggled with my whole life.
Yeah.
So with IVF, with every time the hormones go up, I get changes on mammo, and then that becomes an issue. And so, like the proliferation and of course your side effects and your insomnia and everything else.
And the weight and the mood.
Weight used to be much more of a struggle. Now I've regimented, and it's funny because every time they would say diet, nutrition, lifestyle, I'm like, I'll do everything except the nutrition part. Let me eat all that want. But now that I have to do it for my kids and I need them to eat cleaner now in the last 10 months, and then I feel, okay, now I can ignore the scale because I know that I feel fitter and I feel whatever. And like 2 kilos up and down can happen between last night and today, which actually did happen between yesterday and today. But I know tomorrow it'll be gone when I do cardio in the evening. So
yeah.
So that's your PCOS journey, but it's amazing how prevalent and how...
Yeah. So I had touched 100 kilos after Drisha. So that's what PCOS probably does to you. When I went to Kiran, I remember I was 78 kilos. And I really didn't realize. I think we get so busy with our work, our career, our lives around. And in India, at that point in time, we weren't very, judgmental about a little extra weight here and there. And I was always a chubby kid. But, and it was a one-page chapter. So nutrition also has evolved in India over years. I had to go and study it all over again. Padhai ki hai, and then obviously, listen, we are foodies. Okay, let's hide facts. Okay, we were fat. Even if we were lean, we had a higher fat percentage. That's why we all have PCOS. And obviously, the 1990s and 2000s, they saw an influx of foreign goods coming in, and Coke and Pepsi se shuru hua, and then it went on to Lay's, and we can't blame anyone but ourselves. Now, how to undo this? Okay, there are 2 ways to undo it, right? One is eat smart, or second is eat right. Eat right hota nahi hai. So that's what happened with me, when I was trying to lose weight. Every Saturday or Sunday we used to go out, and I was like, I'm not eating out. So that's when the whole journey of making it smart, started. And today, I will be eating out because we're late. So that's life. You have to eat healthy,
Yes. No, and I feel like I'm someone who used to have takeout 3 times a day.
Yeah.
And I've lived abroad for 10 years. I can't cook anything. So that was my, normal life was my egg would come from out, this thing. If it was fruit, I would go down and get cut fruit, but that's a one-off. It would lie in the fridge till it went bad and had to be thrown. So now to be telling the cook that, why is there white rice? I only want red rice. So, it's a big deal. It's not a change that I've done growing up. Even as a parent, I've eaten like this.
Yeah.
Through pregnancy, working in the Bronx, I've lived on I remember driving around to find Taco Bell. like that goes with the
That
cravings.
was that's the firam craving.
Yeah.
Here we crave for pani puri.
Yeah, but now I have those chat cravings.
Yeah. There it's Taco Bell for
It's
Indians.
that, so it's a very different, but it's a very different level of that ultra processed food and what you really shouldn't be having, especially when you're pregnant. But anyway, that damages which that all we can do now.
The human brain doesn't understand the word shouldn't or no. So if I tell you today that, hey, you know what, for a week, just stay off sweets. Trust
All
me.
I will want is sweet.
Exactly. You would have otherwise done that, but up you're not going to do that because there's a no car.
No, I remember when I moved from the US, the first Diwali here, my dad was like, you can't have non-veg on Diwali because it's the only day in the year that I see done khaja. That means how dare you say that? Like in New York, we would do whatever, and Indian food had to be had on Diwali and it would always be your kebabs. How can you tell me not to have? And I never this thing. I was like, you don't have in your house, I'll have here. But that, and there are so many days that I'm accidentally vegetarian, I don't realize.
Exactly.
I have a dal chawal for lunch, and like usually there's eggs or protein for dinner, but if there's not and there's something else, or it doesn't even cross your mind. But when you're saying don't have that, so I'm sure in your role you're dealing not just with the food change, with the behavior and the mindset.
A lot of it, okay? A lot of it is only and only the mind and the behavior. Nowadays, AI can give you a diet chart which is supremely, suiting your needs and super, super perfect. Obviously, the human angle is what people come here for, right? So, we also have an app, and the first thing I clear or I tell everybody is it is just a place where we can connect with you. Our diet is in the app. Our recipes are in the app. Our restaurant guide. So yeah, we have a restaurant guide. Okay, so tomorrow if you're on a program and if you want to eat out, there's not going to be a big no coming. There is an option, even though it's unhealthy. Listen, I can't say no because that's what my journey for 10 years of battling weight has been about. Alcohol, restaurants, all of it has to be managed very well, right? So we keep saying that yaar ye AI nahi hai. So if you're asking us something on chat, we might take a while because we don't use any artificial intelligence, and trust me, that helps a lot because here today I think we're missing out on the human connection, and you'd be surprised that a lot of blame game is given to even technology, which I feel is not absolutely something you should discard or disregard. Itni technology, you can't, I mean, I'm sure you just probably would just press a button and food is digested, aisa ho jayega. But look at the screen time, look at the amount of time that little one is sitting and just going, and imagine us, the whole concept of kale ho jayenge in India, remember?
Of course.
Zyada khelne nahi jana,
It's
kale ho
still
jayenge.
prevalent.
Chai nahi pina, caffeine, coffee was never in India. Chai nahi pina, it's the caffeine that the mama didn't want. Kali ho jayegi. The whole concept was running around all of that, and now just look at us. It's a frappuccino. The word is coined in the head of a 7-year-old also.
Absolutely. I'm not a coffee or tea drinker, so I've never really been like in Starbucks and all unless I want a muffin. But my kids will say, we want a latte with this and we wanted this. And
correct.
Explain to me which one has coffee in it because I'm not understanding what you're asking for. Like, do you want a milk and you're calling it something fancy?
Exactly. But that's worrying, right? I mean, that 6-year-old doesn't know plating of food. Okay, अपनी थाली कैसे plate करो वो उसे नहीं आता है. And she's at it, okay? She knows what pizzas to have. She knows everything in terms of junk. Isn't that scary? And then look at that. And now my head is stuck on this little one of yours. Cysts at this age, come on. Thing. I've been through it. I know what that takes. Yeah,
and it's funny because my PCOS was always, okay, you have the hormones high and the testosterone is this and is this, but your ovaries don't look. Your ovaries are slightly bulky, but there are no cysts. Then at some point in the last 5 years, maybe that changed. But my story is different from yours because I was diagnosed very, very early.
Whoa.
So my periods were never normal, like from the age of 11. And by 13, 14, they were throwing this word around. And by 16, I was on metformin. And I'm still on metformin. So I've been on it for like
years
22 years.
Try nutrition anytime?
No, now I do. I didn't then. That's what I'm saying. I did. I did it. So I was very religious with my doctor in the US, and he'd be like, complex carbs, and you can't eat white, and you can't eat this and can't eat that. But I lived alone in the States.
Listen,
So I
now
would.
you can.
No, now I do. Now I'm
Let's
very
get rid of
religious.
metformin and let's get on a plan. Let's be healthy.
But now metformin is your lifestyle and your longevity.
I know. Now you're addicted to it, but trust me, no. I mean, any tablet for that matter. Come on, it's synthetic, yeah. I know. It'll take a while. Let's talk after the podcast. Let's see if I can
would
convince
never.
her. Yeah, she would
Never
yeah.
drop the metformin. Even if you add a berberine or add whatever, that metformin won't go anywhere.
How?
But tell me, talking about your journey, I believe you were the chief dietitian at Lilavati Hospital. What was that experience?
That experience was one of the most cherished experiences. I think what I learned there in my tenure of a year and a half, the foundation of everything that happened in my career later on. I dealt with chronic liver failure. I dealt with kidney diseases. I dealt with the ICU. I dealt with the general ward. I dealt with politicians, film stars, you name it. And
Black magic?
Yeah, as well. Suddenly you'll see something in that room and you will be like, oops, okay.
Been all over.
Yeah, but the one thing I did, I think I changed was there's always a war between a doctor and a dietitian. Okay, a doc always will be like, they don't know what they're doing. The dietitian has to back off. And I used to always go and put that file on that desk and say, listen, let me try. And when I left Lilavati, it was like every single diet prescription had to go through the diet department. I think I learned a lot even with regards to cancer. So we have today at Balanced Nutrition cases of cancer. We have chronic failures of the vein and the renal systems. We have adrenaline issues. We deal with anxiety. We deal with inflammation. It's not just nutrition. And in fact, before our podcast, I was telling you, we have a huge segment of men and women wanting to deal with skin and hair. So we have a beautiful program even for them. But Lilavati was the base. I got a kitchen, 400 meals every meal time. So 400 breakfasts are going and 400 lunches. And then there are requests. So, it was amazing. The team was happy.
Actually, I went there about 6-8 months ago. No, I think maybe longer, last summer at some point.
Huh.
And I think for me, that doctor's appointment was so scary. That's maybe where some of the change came from, though I won't admit it because I haven't gone back to that endocrine. But, and I was like, I've started to clean up my food. And genuinely at that point I had, but I was also at my highest weight since pregnancy. So this was like literally last summer. And before they took me into the endocrine, they made me sit with a dietitian. So it's very endemic there, I guess, to do that. And I said, no, I've been the last few weeks, I've been really good. I've changed like this. And I showed, and she was like, you're doing almond milk and chia, you're doing this, you're doing this. But there's too much nuts and there's too much this thing. And so your cholesterol, and my cholesterol was off at that point.
Yeah.
And,
it's not a norm at Lilavati, but certain doctors have their own private dietitians. And I think I know who you're talking about. So, yeah.
It's a very traumatic experience, and I have not.
That's not. So I've heard about that doctor and that duo a lot, and trust me, it is nothing like that. Okay, I was in Japan just until Sunday, and the whole week I have eaten every possible dessert in 7-Eleven, Family Mart. The high-end places.
I just sent them a 7-Eleven.
It is exactly. I did everything. So I go by one rule. Okay, the rule is for a beginner like you, let's do 4 bites. Okay, so whenever you want to eat something which is off limits, right? Try the 4-bite rule. Okay.
But now I'm very
and you're done.
I don't even think I need the 4 bites. Like,
really?
I've gone from only milk chocolate and a dessert every day to, like, last night I really wanted meat. I had one small piece of that whole truth cut dark chocolate, which is literally not even like, so their slab is different sizes based on your craving. And the one that was on top was the large size. I literally had a quarter of that, and I said,
and you were happy.
And I'm fine. And so my dessert on Sunday, I will have one meetha thing, which the kids also want, and then we'll share something or we'll order something.
Awesome.
It's down to, I started with 80-20 rule. Now it's literally one dessert item a week.
And you're happy. Are you craving or something?
No, because
exactly.
I've gone so high on protein that my cravings. So my first thing in the morning is protein.
Huh.
My cravings are gone.
Wow. And what if it was told to you that the dessert has to be 0? No. What if the word no? Exactly.
But that as a person, I don't
No
subscribe to.
one. No one.
So initially it was like, okay, after every meal, it should be one meal. Then it was once in 2 days. And I don't drink tea, coffee. I don't have soda.
Huh.
So
That's a
anyway,
big
that's
plus.
never been like, it's not like one sugar spoon is going in here or there. So cutting it out became a little.
Little easier for you.
So even for kids, my son loves Nimbu Pani, but he has monk fruit. And he'll say, give me I'm like Splenda, stevia and all, you're not touching with aspartame, but monk fruit, I don't mind. You can have that, take it bit so that it's...
Yes. And we need to hydrate now. It is summer.
So my next question for you actually is about balanced nutrition, because I can see that it's a brilliant success. I would love to know the idea behind it and how you got to it.
So I'll tell you, when I was told that I can't conceive with PCOS, at 25, that became, suddenly the motto of my life. It's a career woman here, and suddenly I was like, I want a child. I want a child. I want a child. I just went crazy. So everything with respect to Leelavati came to a standstill, and I decided I have to work on myself. So my gynaec said 2 ways to go. Either it's IUI, IVF in the next coming years, or it is you get pregnant now and finish it off so that you lose weight. And I decided to lose weight, and I decided to conceive. So my conception was natural, but I gained a lot of weight post-pregnancy, right? Always there was a worry, okay, kya hoga? What will happen? What will happen? Every trimester, every month that went by was a big, I don't know, challenge, you can say, to just go by and to just have yourself tell you, nahi, it's all okay. There's because I kept reading about miscarriages. So it hits your brain another way. And I was like, okay. So when I delivered, I was not able to leave Trisha. Okay. I became that obsessive, mad, crack mother. Okay. Don't touch her. Where are your slippers? Okay. Where is your sanitizer? Or don't go too close to her. No kissing. And in a couple of months, my husband and my mom were like, this workaholic needs to get out. And I was still 91 kilos because I didn't want to leave her. I mean, even when I used to go do potty, I used to keep the door open to just look at her. I mean, if Trisha hears this, she'll be like, what? So I decided to separate a bit from Trisha, but it was a separate room to start with. So I got on Facebook. Back then, Trish was 16. So back then, there were Facebook groups.
Yeah.
Were you a part of them? Were you guys a part of them? Yeah?
I don't think anyone Gen Z in this room might.
That's what I looked at her and I said, well, you remember those things?
Yeah.
So there were these groups, and there were these mommy groups. There was Mumbai moms, and there was Yavi moms, and there was blah. And then they kept asking a lot about post-pregnancy weight loss. I was working on that, and I started giving them a lot of advice. I was also giving advice on weaning foods because we do a lot of weaning diets, right? And the first query came from a lady in Singapore. I want your diet. And then Vishal, my husband, was the CEO of Talwalkars. I ran to him because the MBA brain will, tell me. And he said that, this can be emailed. And then I said, okay. I made an assessment and I emailed the questionnaire to her. And she's like, hi, I need to pay you. I run again. And I'm like, Singapore? And then he was like, hey, this is how it happens. I think that was the first client. Then there were 200. Then there were 400. And the good husband decided that, okay, she needs a small office and she needs one dietitian. She needs a techie who will make the website. And one day, it was Diwali, I remember. Those Diwali ke din hota na. So he was playing Rangoli with my little one. And he said, I, being the CEO, come home earlier than you. And I said, come to office. Just check what's happening. That's when he decided that he has to drop Talwalkars. He has to come.
Amazing.
Join here, and that's it. That was 2015. We are in the 10th year of our operation.
Amazing.
And today, as I told you, we are about 75,000 clients. We are all over the world. But I'll tell you what kept it going was during our travels, we were never about seeing Paris, never about seeing the Eiffel Tower. Never about doing the run-of-the-mill touristy spots. But for me, Paris was all about, hey, where do the Indians stay? Where do they get their groceries from? Carrefour. Okay, let's get a list. Okay. Oh, this is written in French. This is German. So when we went to Germany, it's German. Then US. So today we have supermarket lists, okay,
Oh, wow.
from all over the world, wherever our clients are.
Amazing.
So it is restaurant lists, it is supermarket lists, whether it's PF Chang's, whether it's Sainsbury's, whether it is Pret. A lot of it is coming to India now,
Yeah.
but we knew it back then. So, as you said, you want cooking. So we had people like you only. They didn't want to cook. So came, repeat meals, came, okay, refrigerate your meals. So I think we are a little ahead of the curve to help people, and that's why probably results are there. It's not temporary. So that's what we do.
So how do you make weight loss fun and more importantly sustainable?
When I was losing weight, okay, I had spots where I was slipping and failing, right? You tell me no alcohol. I enjoy my wine every Saturday. So I'm like, nahi, kuch karna padega, you need to have an alcohol guide. So I kept sipping alcohol, making notes. Okay, no weight gain. Okay, a week later, no weight gain. So the entire journey of my own weight loss and hormonal imbalances was being documented over a period of years. Then the data, since we are online, clients ka data pada hai. You keep reading that. And I think that is what has made weight loss a lot of fun. We even have an airport guide. So, if in case, okay, I am in business and if, I need to hop on to first, I do that. Besharam ki tarah. I just pick a menu and I'm like, clients, I need to plan. So we have an airport guide. We have an in-flight guide.
Wow.
You tell us and we're there. We suppose if,
So I'm assuming then the plans are extremely customized.
So that's the whole deal, I don't know if my husband will like me saying this, but we have a lot of VC queries, funding. And the only question they keep asking is, how will you ensure this becomes, you'll get 1 million clients.
Yeah.
1 million clients. Take 1 million clients ke liye you have automation, all that crap. That's never going to happen at the end. So we are absolutely okay. It's bootstrapped, it's profitable.
Yes.
And this is how it will be. So the plans, we don't have a set plan. There's no principle we follow. If you're a vegan, great, I'll help you. If you are for religious reasons not doing something, great. So we even have pregnancy plans, right? A lot of them come with a lot of concerns of, I won't eat this particular thing religiously, I'm not allowed this. We even have Ramzan plans. So that is the level of personalization. I mean, okay, if you don't have 1 million clients, but whoever comes in gets a customized plan.
Phenomenal. And I believe you work with corporate health kitchens as well.
Yes.
So how does that work?
So we just started that. Again, it was by accident. I can't not mention Mr. Nirmal Jain, who's the president of India Infoline. He was somebody who spotted me in Leelavati Hospital and he said, you know what, I have an office. Would you like to, come visit and plan healthy meals for my team? He actually sat down, showed me the PNL, showed me how to send a quotation. And that's when we were doing about 300 meals a day from our kitchen. And obviously I got pregnant, so I saw quality deteriorating. I pulled it back, but that was the base of corporate kitchen. So today what we do is we offer menu planning services, we offer workshops, we offer making smart changes in the cafeteria meals without increasing the cost, which again impacts the health of every single individual a lot.
Amazing. And I believe you have a book on obesity.
Yeah, that was as a student, I was always a chubby kid. And, in India, you are called Golu, Motu. They are your pet names, but they hit.
They right.
Okay. And I just happened to, since I was doing nutrition, I told you I was the smart one in the college. So my HOD, my guide, they all pushed me that, you can do something. So that was a book I wrote 20 years back.
Amazing.
I need to write again. That's what is my next plan. But
I love that your journey started with moms.
Yeah.
And so what advice do you have for moms juggling work, family, and then trying to take care of themselves and eat right and eat healthier?
Every mother today thinks that she is taking care of her family, she's taking care of her kids, and that's what she's meant to do. Trust me, you first need to start taking care of yourself. If you are healthy and happy, the world around you is healthy and happy. If you're pissed, if you're frustrated because you're not taking care of yourself, no matter what you do, the guys at home aren't going to be happy. So take care of yourself first. Become selfish. You know how I lost weight? Everybody plans. I'm sure even you do that, right? What are my kids going to eat? What's my husband going to eat? Okay, let me adjust myself. What I do is...
What leftovers are
this thing. So what I do is, what am I supposed to eat? Okay? Now branches out Vishal, then branches out Trisha. They inevitably eat healthy. Ek cheat ban jata hai if Trishu is in that mood. But otherwise, the whole pendulum revolves around healthy food at home, which is tasty as well. Hell.
Amazing.
So these are the two.
So what is the biggest myth you face around weight loss?
Restrictions. What is wrong with everyone? Why do you think keto is going to help you? Why do you think... So there is one name that Vidya Balan mentioned where she went, and that name became popular overnight. Now I have everybody coming back from there. They went at 80, became 60. In 3 months, they are 90. So I was like, how can you not realize? Listen, if there was something like that, why would I study nutrition for 7 years? Why? I would have just picked up that keto, done a 1 week course. So I think that's the biggest myth. Tum restrict karo. I'll go sugar free. No, you will fail in 2 days. So restriction is the biggest myth around the weight loss.
And how are you seeing GLP-1s and all your, which actually work on principle of restriction? How is this affecting?
Every month, okay, the weight loss industry needs one word. One new word. Okay? Sometimes that word is so powerful that it lasts 3, 4, 5 months. Inflammation lasted months. Okay. Keto was a word that lasted months. Gluten-free lasted months. Now is your GLP, your Ozempic, and your Manjaro. I have had, obviously, we have clients who are NRIs. I've had clients take them. I have had reports of increased amount of fibroids. I have had a client who I closely work with come up with thyroid cancer.
If you know that doctor that we mentioned, I saw Leelavati, he actually told me at this weight that you're at, and I'm telling you I was only 6 kilos heavier than I am now, and I feel now I'm at pretty close to what I want my body to be at. I would put you on Ozempic today, but given your family history of cancer, you will come back with thyroid cancer.
Yeah.
What he said to me.
God.
Can you? And that's what scared
And my client's father had cancer 2 years back. My client was devastated because of that loss. And just imagine, still he was administered that. Abroad, it is a part of your insurance. So it's just, imagine, agar wo hota, to hum padhai kyun karte? It is something that has to be, I don't think we mastered the art of administering it yet. Everything right now is a research. It's like that COVID vaccine, something that should have taken 5 years of R&D, took a year of R&D, and we were all, just short. Imagine people are dancing and knocking out. Healthy people, they're just going to the washroom, knocking out. You can't blame genetics. You can't blame food habits, okay? There is something that happened in 2020. Don't you think so? Yeah? Let's just not talk about it. It's like that. So same is going to be this Ozempic war. I feel it's going to...
Sarcopenia and the osteoporosis that we're seeing in the rise in that, and I don't think people are realizing the impact of losing your muscle mass on longevity. It's everyone's talking about how they're losing weight, but okay, what part of weight are you losing? Are you losing your fat? Are you losing your fat-free mass?
Education, Karna. We were not taught that. Were we taught that in school? I mean, again, let me bring up Japan, yeah. Every school has a nutritionist. They have anatomy, physiology lessons at their level at 6, 7, 8. They're not supposed to plan any meals with processed food. Now, that's what we call. Abhi hama osteoporosis, every mama today, your mama, my mama, pinia ya porosis, kuch to hoga.
I have.
You have. See? We were never told about these things, right? Look at the mamas. Yeah. But yeah, we'll still go ahead and inject ourselves. Want to fit into size 2. Want to buy clothes. But there's no shortcut. Sorry.
No, I just, I'm seeing these numbers and these articles about how obesity has dropped finally for the first time in decades. Obesity numbers in the US are going down.
Yeah.
We're looking at BMI, but we're not looking at, and agreed completely that if you're diabetic, if you're a 300 kilo, 300 pound person, it's a brilliant, the comorbidity that you're losing by losing that weight is
Correct.
brilliant, but this is not something that everybody
And 70, 80 kg person should not be taking it, We still have a life where in fact, you'll be surprised. We have people who are 230, 235 kilos with us. We have women with 175 kilos weight. They're losing weight beautifully. 30 kgs gone, 40 kgs gone. They have an active lifestyle. They're eating out. They aren't even in India, but amazing. क्यों नहीं होता? हो ही जाएगा.
How do you see your nutrition plans working hand in hand with wellness?
I am somebody who is a very process-oriented person, and I am not somebody who is who sees the world as like okay, we can include this, we can include this. I started off with, if somebody would ask me about exercise, I would be like, hey, I don't think I'm the expert, but I didn't realize that I could add an expert. So now I have opened up a lot about partnering with people, about getting experts on board, and I'm reading up a lot. So like I was asking you as well, right?
Yeah.
When I sat on the chair outside, I'm like, hey, I don't mind like a nice dose of vitamins,
Yeah.
So I'm open to things, and I think I wouldn't have lasted, or we wouldn't have lasted as a brand had we not understood the impact of mental wellness and also physical pampering.
Absolutely.
It's so yes, we are closely tying up with a lot of experts now, and yes, I'm sure it'll do well.
Amazing. And in this day and age of trendy diets, like you said, keto and unsustainable diets, how do you navigate your clients through that?
I feel the largest reach we have is on Instagram and YouTube.
Okay.
What I keep doing is, my team doesn't like it that, ma'am, you have to speak about what's trending. And I'm like, no, I heard 5 clients speaking about, going on something like that. Or I heard this, this is something that's being spoken. So I will go and I'll start talking about that first. Okay. Just don't try and get into all that. And I put out a very logical explanation to it. I mean, how? Like, most logical explanation is like, we are Indians, right? We are carb eating population. We aren't Firangs. When they came here, okay, weren't we intimidated? They are taller, they're larger, they're bigger. Let's get it embedded in our heads. We were never supposed to be the 6-packs, and we were farming, and the women were always doing jobs which we are Asians. So, and we were carb eating, and we are tropical. To samajh mein aata hai. Then they realized that yes, let's not fight genes, because neither are you here, neither are you there. You are a confused metabolism, a confused hormonal profile. It is, people don't know what to eat, but then they are going ahead and doing all Western stuff. So here, as she pointed out a few things which were right. Yesterday, I had somebody come from UK, and she was like, I'm devastated. I'm eating clean. Okay, I eat hiraya. Breakfast, I eat avocado toast. Then I eat a smoothie bowl. Then I do this. Then I do that. At night, I do this. I'm like, sweetheart, healthy, but it's high fat. So you aren't programmed to have that meal. You are not Mediterranean. You are not somebody who will have those enzymes which will digest that good fat.
Yeah.
You can't remove the chawal. You have to. So she understood. And I'm sure she'll see good results. But yeah, that's, I think, 20 years of my experience at least.
No, this recently I was chatting with someone about, like, I was wearing a glucose monitor just to understand my trends and stuff. And I was like, something I noticed, and I think this was actually on the podcast with John Gloucester, and we were talking about nutrition. And I said, something I noticed was that I went for dosa, and the way that it spiked me, I walked back from there to office. Like, I couldn't digest that, like having like a half a dosa and suddenly like higher sugar that I'd had more than having a glass of Coke. So this is what he brought up, was that you have to eat for your body type. Now, if you're a South Indian and you have your dosa, it's not going to affect you the way that like a Sindhi curry would work better for me.
Yes. Also, ye jo glucometer hai na, I am not a big fan of it. I'll tell you why. It is unnecessary stressing the diabetic. Okay, it is driving that person up the wall, and stress I'm like, stress is equal to injecting knives into your pancreas. Don't do it. And listen, poha khaya hai. Hoga na sir. It's rice. Just we have a recipe called power poha. What we do is we tell them to add a lot of veggies and sprouts to it. So it'll still be high.
Yeah.
It's poha. It's rice. That's what you're eating, right? Same way, your dosa, had you picked it up with like, a chutney and a charas,
protein and
yeah, you would have been, awesome. But that's how it is. It didn't do anything that it should not have done. Hota hai spike, so it's normal. That's how you digest food. And who doesn't know that pizza khane se spike lamba hoga? I have this Instagram reel that keeps coming to me. He's having something and he keeps showing the glucose. He has something and keeps showing.
There are a few pages like that.
I mean, why? In that's science. You're supposed to. But yeah, something to sell.
No, so I wore it for a couple of weeks just to understand my trends, and I feel like I was listening to Glucose Goddess. So I said, I want to know if my body works exactly like she's
But
saying.
isn't that how a scientist's brain works? Like panchat, right? Mujhe try karna.
Yeah, of course. So
I do the same.
when I realized that, so what I incorporated with that is post my meal, I walk for 10 minutes. Even if it's taking a phone call, even if it's this, even if I just go out here, put on my slippers and, like just walk around. So that is something that, and now I hit my steps.
That is something our grandfathers did. Grandmothers did, remember? Never sit after a meal. I said, my dada used to be like, cholo beta, cholo, let's walk.
Yeah. So that for me has been a huge lifestyle change. And then I okay, I'm hitting my steps. I'm actually managing to do that 10, 12,000 a day. So it's...
That's nice.
Yeah. So
8, 9. Struggle. Struggle is real.
No, so my days that I play tennis, I'm usually at a 5,000. When I go and another 5, 6,000 get added on to the...
That's why.
And then my strength training days, instead of sitting between steps, I'll pace between steps. So then it's between sets and reps.
I hate exercising. I'm trying, okay? After 40, it's supposed to be the gym, muscle loss. I'm trying. So whenever I go, the gym goes, hey. So I'm trying.
No, I'm telling you, I didn't do it until 10 months ago. So now it's
3 years, yeah.
now it's a lifestyle. That Ozempic threat was scary.
So he did good.
He did something by the...
Kuch to.
I actually managed to get my cholesterol to half without medication. So between the sauna and working out and fiber.
Fiber.
Before every best. So that's also my Glucose Goddess. That fiber goes in before every meal, and then it's the protein. My morning is protein.
Yes.
So at least the order of food, I've realized, has made a huge impact.
That's exactly the diet and balanced nutrition for the first few sessions. It's a high fiber, moderate adequate protein, and a low fat diet. That works wonders. Whether it's a Mediterranean menu, Hindustani menu, Gujju menu, it just works wonders.
So another buzzword we're seeing worldwide now is mitochondrial health.
Yeah.
And how that affects everything from depression to anxiety. Marathoners will, if you do a biopsy, will have a lot more mitochondria than, and the inflammation related to it. And of course, if I get into the studies, we can talk for days.
Yes.
But I was actually reading about how keto and certain diets for certain diseases work because of the way they affect the mitochondrial health.
Yes. So you will be surprised that, epilepsy, especially in kids, is treated using keto diets. So when I was interning at Hinduja Hospital, that hospital had a wing where we had kids who had seizures coming in, and you know what was their lunch? 90 grams butter,
My God.
10 grams paneer, and 25 grams of capsicum and tomato mix. So that's the level of ketogenesis we wanted, and we had seen great results. So yes, certain diets medically administered, but you know what? It was supposed to be done for 90 days, 100 days. Very few could get there. It was obviously impractical, and I would feel terrible, but because there was nothing else to give. You need to give an MCT. Coconut oil kaun piyega? So it used to always be this poor chap would have like some burji made, and then itna butter kha lo beta. And then, just dunk it down. These are 5-year-olds, 6 years old. But that's what we did. And as far as, mitochondrial health is concerned, you remember that was our 11th standard, 12th standard bio.
Of course, and every time someone takes the word, I get a picture of the nucleus and
the mitochondria. Now, tell me, what logic does it make to talk about it here? Because yes, more muscle, more mitochondria, better health. just because you want to sell something. Again, koi patch nikal jayega. Okay, hey, this is your mitochondrial count. And so I generally am somebody who does not like complicating things. Okay, it just leads to excessive amounts of people dropping out. So the first thing I say is, what, mess around, mat follow kar, but don't drop out. Don't not stay in touch. Do what you have to do. So yeah.
So speaking about conditions like epilepsy, some simpler ones, how do you tackle people with diabetes and PCOS, for example?
Whenever I hear someone talking about going gluten-free or going lactose-free, I think it is a lot of misleading information for Indians, because gluten, since when are we eating gluten? Okay, I understand there are pesticides and I understand, but have your source correct. And I'm sure you're going to be good. Same as with dairy. I mean, we were predominantly a vegetarian race, correct? Most of us, even if we were non-veg, affordability was a big question mark, correct? So, though I feel that if you know your source well, I don't think you should have a problem including them, because you will not be able to survive and you will not be able to live peacefully if you're in India and you are ignoring gluten and you're ignoring lactose. Gluten intolerance, thoda interesting fact. Kaise aayi? Let's talk about the US. Okay, US depends on Mexico for food. Tomatoes and corn wahan se aa raha hai. Remember cornflakes? Remember how they were glorified? Okay. And remember why gluten-free was being brought into the picture? Because they wanted to sell the 30 rupee a kilo, corn into 300 rupee, 200 grams cornflakes. So a lot of it comes from there. They could not probably tolerate gluten because, see, they've never eaten it. A typical American meal, dekho, it's meat, it's veggies, and it's either corn or it's potato. Okay, corn on the cob hoga, polenta hoga, ya fir potato. Bread was a very, very later addition, and see, wahan everything is modified, everything is GMO. So wahan ka GMO, gluten khao, ya whatever you eat is going to show up. And right now, the way Mr. Trump is also shaking the world, obviously the food situation there shakes the whole world. So we started, using those things as our diet as well. Wahan 80s mein hua, yahan 90s mein hua, we are still stuck there. Yeah. We've not moved on, right? So it is no mess. In fact, my diabetics will eat mango also, right? One apple, one mango, same calories. GI also spikes, almost similar. So pile the mango with 2 almonds, you're good to go. Don't have it with a meal, have it in between meals, you're good to go. Don't do the milkshake, same with eat it.
Apple and peanut butter.
Correct. So the same thing applies here. All you have to do is, again, remember, as Indians, fiber. Gluten-free ki baat kare, we've given the world vegan and gluten-free, right? Jawar, gluten-free. Nachni, gluten-free. Go down, you will find a ton of millets that they include in their diet every single day. Okay, gluten was North India, but come on, I think, don't have to have a problem. Dal chawal, vegan. Rajma chawal, vegan. Idli sambar, vegan. Masala dosa, vegan. Butter mat mangana, ghee mat mangana, oil wala kar lo, all vegan. So why are we dancing so much around all these fancy terms, right? So PCOS and diabetes, high fiber, moderate protein, low fat, and adequate hydration diet is working wonders for people.
So we spoke a little bit about stress.
Yeah.
How do you feel mental health comes into the picture when you're trying to keep someone on a diet or get someone on a diet or help them overall get healthy?
The team that onboards people, right? I always tell them that you are charging someone a bomb, okay, to make them do what they're going to hate to do. So have a lot of empathy. This is not an iPhone purchase. This is not a purchase from, Nykaa or, your Mantra where, it's going to come and you're going to be happy. It's a purchase which is going to add temporary stress. Even after paying, the person is going to be a little stressed, right? It's not a skin treatment. It's going to be, oh my God, will I be able to, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? So what I do is we simplify that first. We say, let's just relax. Now, just yesterday, 5 diet sessions, which means 50 days with us. And she wants to conceive and she's 100 kilos and she's not losing weight. I was like, I need to talk to her. Yeah. And obviously the diet, so we have 45 dietitians, but the access to me is one and all. She came up and she said, there's something wrong. I'm doing everything right. I think you need to check. I said, get her on the phone. She is so stressed. She is wound up on, I want to lose weight fast so I can conceive. Age is running out, and this and that. And obviously, your in laws and your husband. And I'm like, you are never going to be able to lose a gram, even if I give you only water diet.
Yeah.
So I realized yesterday that yes, mental health has to be brought into BN. See, we are all counselors as dietitians, but a backup of somebody who really understands and has gone through it, or we are going to start probably a client talking to another client who's sharing and who are in the same boat. So yes, mental health is, if that's not up there,
But we're
nothing
saying the
works.
same thing. We have clients who, even if you say that you don't need another film, you don't need this thing, or you're pregnant and we can't give you this, they'll go elsewhere and they'll hear and they'll come back. So we see so much body dysmorphia,
Yeah.
or even with people who come in for fat loss. Those are the appointments that get cancelled the most.
See?
Compliance is, so I feel like all these, there has to be, so we're working on something in the mental health space,
Hannah?
because I just feel you cannot speak wellness with this component missing.
Yes, yes. Both. In fact, food and mental health. I think, फिलहाल की जो mental health that we're talking about is all about, I read posts about how this is toxic, how that stresses you, how, I don't know whether we are actually understanding that certain stresses होने चाहिए. Okay, like I told you, my daughter was deciding between IIT and Dhirubhai. So everybody was giving us a lot of, I would say gyan that, hey, you know what, your daughter's going to be super stressed if you do this. Or, hey, I'm like, listen. It's her age.
Yeah.
She has to work harder. She has to be stressed. Not everything can become, oh, this is toxic and all. I don't know. We need to divide, there's a joke, na, कि mama मैं depression में जा रहा हूँ, लेकिन पहले धनिया ले आ. So we need to identify whether are we just taking it as an excuse. So certain cases that come to BN, I'm like, listen, that's a bit of an excuse, right? Let's see some other people. Look at her life, and look at yours. Aren't you a lot better? Let's thank the stars that you're better. So there has to be a line drawn also on this whole mental health and stress, Hannah. But yes, those who really are battling that, like yesterday, I could hear the pain in her voice. Like, God, I mean, chodo yaar, just don't. I'm giving you a 10-day break. Rewire, meditate, do whatever you have to do and take care of yourself. Forget everything else. And then she's like, I could hear the voice and she was already a lot lighter. And I've told the dietitian that I'm going to talk to her again in 3 days. She has to come on track. Yes, you're right.
So my last question to you is, any tips to leave our audience with to help them have a long and lasting wellness and health journey?
I just always tell everybody that if, during the day, you haven't had 2 fruits and 4 different types of vegetables, don't have dinner. That's all you have to do. Okay. 2 seasonal fruits. So now it's watermelon and it's mango. Easily doable. Right?
There's watermelon cut in my cat.
See? So 2 fruits and 4 kinds of veggies. If they don't enter the system, and the onion slice on pizza doesn't count. So,
And that.
bowl of vegetables.
Thank you so much, Khyati, for being here today. This has been such a fun and engaging chat.
I hope so. I'm sure you enjoyed it too.
Absolutely did. I think it took me a while to even get to the questions. We were chatting so much about everything else. So thank you for being here. And
Welcome.
everybody, don't forget to hit subscribe to the Spilling Facts podcast.